explaining me. Yeah, I'ma just take over the game, baby. Yeah, let me show you.
It's week 2 of the 2022 season. And coming up, we'll see Justin Jefferson. He had a standout game 1 week ago with 3 touchdown catches. It's the Vikings and the Eagles on Monday Night Prime Time.
It's the NFL on EA Sports as you take a look there at Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia, PA. Tonight we wrap up an intriguing Week 2 with a good Monday night matchup between the Minnesota Vikings and the Philadelphia Eagles. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you look at this Eagles team as they interplay here. They come in off a good win on the road, and now they hit the home opener at 1-0.
And going back through the tape, I thought they looked pretty good last week. It was a solid win, a comprehensive win.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Vikings, they too were winners last time out, so something's got to give here.
And I love it when both teams come in off of wins. Great mindsets, and it usually leads to a really well-played game.
Two teams here fresh off Week 1 victories. Who can keep it going as we're underway on EA Sports? Kene Nwangwu now out of his end zone. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Vikings offense coming out for the first time, and in his 5th season leading this crew, coming off his 3rd career Pro Bowl nod, Kirk Cousins.
We talk so much about how coaches script things, especially on offense, to start a season, to start a game, whatever it is. Could they have scripted a better start in terms of playing? Offensive Player of the Week in the NFC, and his team won their season opener.
Absolutely. Perfect start to the year, but all the talk was, hey, that was Week 1, now we got to move forward.
Let's do it again in Week 2. That's what he's told his teammates.
Open here, Adam Thielen. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Well, following the play now, they're going to stop the clock here as a man is shaken up. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. Cousins on first down. Lets it fly for Thielen. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Our game here, the Vikings and Eagles, the second of 2 on this Monday night. The Titans and Bills kicked off a little over an hour ago up in Buffalo. And this, our only Monday night doubleheader of the season, but rumor is might have a few more for 2023. Now a deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete. They'll throw again. Cousins. And that's complete to K.J. Osborne. And he has another first down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 30. They got 18 yards out of that one, and it gets them a new set of downs. That early game script that they drew up is working pretty well here on this first drive. Already in field goal range, Charles knocking on the door of the red zone.
You know, Brandon, when we met with the coaching staff, they kind of predicted that they would come out firing like this. I think you and I were a little skeptical it'd be this easy, but they certainly knew what they were doing in scouting, in preparation, and understanding what their team was capable of.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Play fake. Cousins. That's caught by the tight end, Irv Smith Jr. And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here.
And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus. And indeed, he gets enough for the first down.
From the red zone now, Cousins. And Thielen's got it. Touchdown, Vikings. A great play there. His 5th touchdown now the Vikings will claim the early lead as they're on the board first here tonight. They scored the most points of anyone on opening weekend, and now first quarter touchdown here.
And while there's no guarantee that all the points they scored in opening weekend are going to hold up and be the average all year long, they're certainly starting to set that type of a pace. And what you do with that is you put in the heads of all of your opponents, we've got to really be ready on defense because these guys know how to put the ball in the end zone.
Do you think they can keep piling on the points like this?
I think they can if they're prepared to adjust and adapt, because they won't see the same defenses week in and week out.
Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. Fields it right around the goal line. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Now for the first time we get to see this Philadelphia offense led out by their dual-threat quarterback now in his third season, Jalen Hurts.
And he was terrific in the opener, threw 3 touchdown passes, and make no mistake about it, he was eager to get right back out and do it again. So I think we'll see him try to test his secondary quite a bit as this game goes on.
Hurts and the Eagles come up here 1st and 10 at their own 23. They'll try and start this drive in the air. And on the catch right side, this is Sanders. So nothing doing there. And it's 2nd down. Here's Hurts to throw. And once again, this is Sanders. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. We're backed up here. Tough spot. Needing 11 yards to pick up the first. Hurts. And that is incomplete.
Well, how about the coverage we just saw him break out on 3rd down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
Fielded at about the 28. An 8-yard return there after a punt of 47. And they will take over 1st and 10. The Vikings taking the field here for their second drive of the game. And they'll be looking to make this a 2-score advantage. Had the touchdown on their first drive, Charles. Hey, they can get up 2 scores here on the road. That's a heck of a start.
And not only have they thought about it, I wonder if they visualized it. I remember playing, and they used to turn the lights out in our meeting room and run through a situation like this and say, just think about what it would be like to be up on the road and take the crowd out of it. Maybe they did some of that.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Now Cousins. That's to Dalvin Cook, his running back. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. They get 14 there. 1st down, Vikings.
Someone sharp in this game. I mean, a touchdown pass in the first drive and comes right back, and he's flinging it around really well here.
A really nice throw there to pick up the 1st down. You kind of just feel a laser focus and confidence about him, and I think we saw that this week, didn't we? Talking to him and the coaches, they felt good about his performance coming up.
Yeah, I was really impressed with that last practice we saw when they went through 2-minute drill, when they went through all the different situations. Ball hardly hit the ground, and I thought, yeah, he might be locked in for this one.
Play action now. Cousins. That is caught by Thielen. Touchdown! Adam Thielen with his 2nd TD of the game, his 6th on the year. And the Vikings lead this now 13-0 here in the opening quarter of the ball game. So this offensive unit, yeah, they were solid in the opening week victory, and now they are looking just as sharp here in week 2.
And that's exactly what you want, too, because you want to get better each and every week and really ramp up as the season goes on. I know it's still early in the season and a lot can happen, but this offense, they look like they're going to be fun to watch each and every time out.
Joseph connects on the extra point, and that'll make the score 14-0. Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. Taking it about the 1. On the return, Boston Scott. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21. So back onto the field, here come the Eagles for their second drive. They find themselves in a good-sized hole here, and a good-sized hole early on in this game as they come up on first down. Being chased, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. And Daniil Hunter, he's the one who gets in there and brings him down to the ground.
Well, if the goal is to get back into this game, the offense is certainly moving in the wrong direction. This is certainly a case where one team needs big splash plays right now, but unfortunately, it's the other team that's getting them.
They're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. Throwing is Hurts. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Hurts sets up to throw it. Flushed out right. And this turns into disaster. He's not going to get forward progress. That'll be a safety.
I'm not sure they mentioned it as a goal during the week or even talked about it in pregame, but the way they're playing right now, they want this game out of reach by halftime. Not only does the safety just demoralize the opposing offense, now your guys can run out there and try to add another 6 to their lead.
So a free kick situation forthcoming from the 20 as they'll punt this one away. And we'll see what he can do on the return. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. It has been about as perfect of a start to this game as these guys could have asked for, Charles. They've scored on their first 2 drives. They still haven't given anything up on the other side of the ball, so they can already make this a 3-score game here if they can come away with points on this drive.
Yeah, they're almost pushing them to the brink, aren't they, partner? Almost to the point now where it's a loss of words for me, which I know would excite all of our viewers, but you're just not supposed to see that type of dominance so quickly in a game like this. Everything they've done has been working so far. Offense, defense, you name it, it's going well for them.
16-0. That's the score after 1 on EA Sports. A first down throw for Cousins. Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes. Josh Sweat rushing in and bringing him down to the ground.
That's a pretty darn good start to his season, huh? A sack in the opener, adds a second one here. That tells you about his offseason. He came in determined to have a big year, and it's paying off.
Cousins gives way to Cook. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards. The Eagles call on the extra defensive back here as they prepare for a stop on third down. Cousins. Got an open man finding Jefferson. And he has another first down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 22-yard line. Give them 22 there on the third down conversion. They go play action. Cousins rolling to his left. That's going to be complete on the sideline, but, you know, that throw left him no room to run, and the good footwork nearly all for naught. A lot of effort there for just a 3-yard gain, and now second down. He was out there waving his arms, and when you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space, and he found the right spot for the completion.
2 touchdowns for him already in this first half. This one good for a first down.
Adam Thielen, a terrific wide receiver and synonymous with Minnesota football. You go back to high school, college ball in the state, and now his 9th season with the Minnesota Vikings. 10 touchdown catches last season. Makes a nice catch there.
Cook will score. Touchdown Vikings. So, Charles, that's 3 touchdowns on 3 drives, and it's just been an offensive barrage so far.
Great word, partner, using barrage right there. I'm going to add another word if you don't mind. How about perfection? No surprise that they're leading right now. Absolute dominance throughout this ball game, and no signs of slowing down.
And he is into the end zone again as he scores both the touchdown and the two-point conversion to extend this lead. Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores. And I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse, and this is an important possession, but I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. If they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
1:58 left to play till we hit halftime. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Hurts. He'll get this one complete. That's A.J. Brown. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. And incomplete on the deep ball. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. They'll look to throw again. He's got his target. That's Zach Pascal. And this is going to turn into another 1st down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 33. Now left side on the swing pass. And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Hurts buying time to his left. Hurts fumbles it. And this belongs to the Vikings.
That feels like an accumulation of the pressure we've seen all game. I mean, he's been on the turf a whole lot because of sacks. Eventually, something else happens as well, and this time it was a turnover.
Yeah, caught up to him. Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
The touch and time here critical for those types of throws. He put a lot of zip on that one. Needed just a little bit more finesse trying to get it to his back.
Oh, going for Jefferson downfield. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Cousins. And a dangerous throw there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
That might be the 3rd down stop that they needed because they've had a lot of trouble slowing down this offense in the first half. This might be their opportunity to get off the field.
Open man is Thielen. It's complete. And he is going to pick up the Vikings' 1st down as they manage to convert. And that'll keep the drive alive. Final play of the half, Cousins. And he's got this to Jefferson. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. So give them the yardage on the pass and half the distance to the goal line.
Because they're inside the 30, so now you don't march off the full 15, right? You have half the distance to the goal. In any event, that's precious real estate given up.
Joseph's got it, and that will do it for this first half. So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to our EA Sports Halftime Report. Let's get you caught up on what's going on around the NFL. We'll begin up at M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore, where you see the final score there. Tua Tagovailoa, 3 touchdown passes as his guys move to 2-0 on the young season. Next, we head off to check out another game, and they were victorious in that one over the visiting Atlanta Falcons. Cam Akers, a touchdown run in the victory.
Finally, let's get right to the center of the U.S. map and check in on the Chiefs at home in Kansas City. And they were winners in that one over the visiting L.A. Chargers. Isaiah Pacheco, a touchdown run in the victory. With that, we take a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for the Vikings. And it's been the passing game that's been the story. They have feasted on this secondary to the tune of 200-plus yards already through 2 quarters. Meanwhile, for the Eagles, they were on the other end of the spectrum in terms of passing efficiency. That's going to need to improve in the second half to come. These 2 coaching staffs likely going through their final adjustments for the second half. One of these teams is going to emerge 2-0. But who will it be? To find out, let's go back to Brandon and Charles.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. This taken in at the goal line. And he'll get it up just past the 20 as his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. Hurts and the Eagles come up here 1st and 10 at their own 21. They'll start by running the option to the right. And this will leave them a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. Birds a handoff to Sanders. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. An extra defender in the secondary for the Vikings here on 3rd down. From the gun, it's Hurts. Yeah, that one's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Here's Brett Kern now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. This is taken at the 23. A nice punt, but a good run back as well of 13 yards. And out will come the offense as they take over. Adam Thielen, he gets set to go again with the rest of this offense. He's having a day here in quarter number 3. Over 100 yards, couple touchdowns. Every receiver's hope for when they head into that game in the National Football League.
And his team is loving what he's giving.
This is caught inside the 15. A big play there for Minnesota. 56 yards. Quite a show of arm strength right there. That was in the air for a long time, and it was on target, too.
And he made that look effortless, didn't he? I mean, he's had a great game throwing the football. This is going to add to his yardage total in a big way. It's one thing to be accurate on your short and intermediate throws, but when you're hitting the bombs like those, look out. And that one spanning an even 65 yards in the air, according to next-gen stats. Well, that didn't take long. One play, and we're already looking at a 1st and goal situation. Now, here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete. Another shot from the 9 on 2nd and goal. Here's Cousins. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. Nice back-to-back plays defensively. They're stacking momentum now. 1 incompletion, 2 incompletion. They're going for more. And it's caught in the end zone for the Viking touchdown by Justin Jefferson. A 9-yard touchdown there. And the Vikings extend their lead yet again. But I'll tell you what, Charles, I know that you don't put a ton of stock into power rankings and things of that nature, but another score here, and 2 weeks into the season, this is maybe the most impressive team in the NFL. Would you agree? Well, they've certainly sold me as they've sold you, and I agree with you. No question about it. They won easily last week. They're on their way to another lopsided victory here. They're definitely a team to be reckoned with, and they are serving notice to the rest of the league. Joseph connects on the extra point, and the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. This fielded right at the goal line. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession.
Well, the disparity in this game, it just seems to grow with each possession here, Charles. They are really struggling. They have not put up a single point, and on the other side, the points keep piling up and up and up.
So you know the frustration level has to be rising, right? So they've got to find a way to quell that, because otherwise they certainly won't get anything done in this one. Keep diving deeper into the offensive playbook, but bottom line is don't quit competing.
And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. Work to do here to avoid falling to 1-1, but this is 1st and 10 right now. They'll go again with Sanders. And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage. 3rd quarter on a Monday night with a 2nd and 10 coming up. They'll set up a throw. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Brown. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. They'll run the option on 3rd and short yardage. Oh, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done. Here's Brett Kern now, as he's on to punt for Philadelphia. Averaging 50 yards a boot so far as this one's away. This is taken at the 18. A good kick that time, but also a pretty good 15-yard return. Justin Jefferson and the rest of this offense, they've got their helmets back on, and they're ready for this next series. And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this? But it's usually not by himself, is it? Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
2nd and 10 now. 3rd quarter action from Philadelphia, PA. Off the play fake, Cousins. Oh, going for Jefferson downfield. And he's got it inside the 10. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Boy, he has been fun to watch throwing the football in this one. It's certainly not fun for that defense, though, Charles. Now up to 4 touchdown passes in this ball game.
Yeah, we're supposed to be neutral, but I'm feeling their pain right now because he has absolutely carved up this secondary. A clinic on how to attack a defense and take them out of the game.
Joseph on for the extra point. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. Pretty clean and simple there. Just 2 plays. The long pass resulting in the touchdown on play number 2. Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. Scott on the return out of the end zone. And he will be taken down here on the return on what will wind up being the final play of this 3rd quarter. Now whistles and a stoppage here. Looks like one of the Eagles is in some discomfort out there. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. 1 quarter remains here as we wrap up the week on a Monday night. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. And welcome back. We are in the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. At this point, partner, things looking pretty bleak. They still haven't scored here in the 4th quarter, facing the big deficit. Just what silver linings, what can they look to do here offensively?
You know, it's funny, I talked about this with a coach in the offseason and kind of had this scenario, like what feels good to you and what feels good to your team. You're down big, you really have like 1 possession left, and you're trying to put points on the board that don't matter. But do they? And he told me they actually do matter. And in this situation, he's going to try and run the best offense he can run, to have at least a little bit of confidence to take away from that game. So right now, they're going to try their best to get something up on the board and not get shut out.
Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete. Here's Brett Kern now, as he's on to punt for the 4th time tonight. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. And taken right at the 35. So a good punt, but a solid 12-yard return. Now the Vikings offense gets set to take over here. But they've got to be feeling very comfortable and confident here with this lead in the football here in the fourth quarter, Charles. And I don't think that they need to score again, but it seems like this offense is just getting better as the game goes on. They've scored on their last 2 drives.
Certainly feels like a chance for them to continue to have some fun out there, doesn't it? Game's already decided, as you noted, so they can continue to play loose, break out some other concepts, maybe run a few trick plays, get other people involved. Heck, even go deep on one of these first snaps just because they can.
That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. He rifles one that's intercepted. Darius Slay with a pick. And the Eagles are going to get the football here at their own 40-yard line. The Eagles in good position to start out as they come up 1st and 10 at the 40. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Throw left side complete. That's Sanders. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. Throwing again on 2nd down. Hurts forced out to his left. And that almost their first INT of the ball game. Had his sights on it, but he couldn't seal the deal. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. Danielle Hunter in there to get him yet again. That is his 3rd sack tonight. They can't figure him out.
Well, it's obvious, but I can't help but say it here. It's never a good day when the opposing defense has more sacks than you have points. The win seems likely, but this defense is still playing for something here. They see that 0 on the scoreboard, and they don't want that to change.
Here's Brett Kern now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. That's pulled in at the 32. So a good punt there, but a nice return of 11 yards. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. The Vikings offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. I'm just wondering, do they want to add on to this gigantic lead? My guess, given how they like to play and how explosive this offense is, Charles, that they're not content being up by this margin. They probably want more.
And if they do go and get more, oh, look out. At that point, let's just aim the camera for the post-game handshake, because that one might be a little bit on the tense side, the way that this one is turning out.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. They've got a 2nd down now as they look to salt this one away. On 2nd down, it's Cook again. And he'll get it down here to the 43. A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down.
A gain of 5. And the Vikings first down.
They run it again with Cook. He'll work his way up the middle for a gain of about 4 on 2nd down. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Up the middle, it's Cook. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down.
A gain of 9 yards. 1st down, Vikings.
Cook up the gut. He'll get it to the 23-yard line. 43 yards rushing for him now to this point. 2nd down and 3. They'll try the middle with Cook. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. Looking like they're well on their way to a 2-0 start. All smiles right now on that sideline, isn't it?
As well there should be. It's hard to win a game in the NFL. We hear it all the time. We know that it's difficult. But guess who's smiling? But inside is thinking 24-hour rule, because we're going to have to play again next week.
Boss man.
Oh, without a doubt. The head coach, he wants them to feel good, but at the same time, find a way to keep improving.
Joseph now to have the PAT. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. So the drive there took 6 plays, and it's capped off by the touchdown run coming from Dalvin Cook. Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. Now Philadelphia ready to get going on offense again. We said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
This is Smith with a grab. And they work this well upfield across the 45. So the final seconds have ticked away in this Minnesota victory. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in concert together. What I like about the offense was they held the ball pretty well. You know, time of possession, exactly what they were looking for in this one. And that helped out their defense. Didn't have to be out there the entire time. So when you do that and you're out there fresh playing, up a little extra spring in your step, and it showed up in this one.
They had a ton of spring in their step. Impressive victory. So for the Vikings, it was a great all-around performance as they come out of this one with the victory. And they'll return home next week to take on the Detroit Lions. Meanwhile, for the Eagles, they'll fall to 1-1. And they'll try for a better outcome next week as they head to D.C. to take on the Washington Commanders.
In the dark, and I keep getting stronger. My limit's the sky. I do the impossible, impossible. Shine if I want to. I win every time if I want to. The world mine if I want to. Make the world mine cause I want to. I'll pull the sword.